Death Watch.
Welcome back to Cradle of the World, a Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 campaign by Death Watch Productions. I am Brandon, the Dungeon Master, and we return to our heroes in the midst of a battle. More accurately, the beginning of a battle. They teleported to the rock stables to rescue their rocks from the swamp crone. But when they confronted her, it became unclear whether she was an enemy or not. She urged the heroes to protect her, and a puddle of ooze slid under the large front door, and 4 humanoid creatures formed out of that puddle. And these are the humanoid ooze creatures that they had seen outside the door. There was a giant with them banging on the door, trying to get through, and it looks like they finally decided to just slide underneath of it. And so that's where we are, and it'll be Rohan's turn now to start this battle. But first we'll introduce our players, starting with Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing Casimir, and I am deeply sorry for last week's metagaming. Potentially. We don't know. She might not be a evil crone. That's all I'm saying. Sorry. Go for it, Travis.
I'm Travis. I'm playing Graham, the hero of the sea, and I am happy to see more slime-type enemies. Yay!
Less dice to roll is always fun.
I'm Rohan, hero of the sky, and I'm just hoping that the woman that I brought to save our rocks doesn't kill them.
I'm John, playing Fenrith, hero of fire, and every time Graham introduces himself, I feel that he's really saying he's going to be the hero of the story, which is true.
Wait, that's in the subtext.
Okay, Rohan, we'll start with you. So you all have the map.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah,
What's
what
it
was
called?
All of you shall now be ashamed of yourselves.
I have it up.
Ashamed of our actions and
It's
deeds.
called Barn.
I'll share it with you.
Yeah, there's
Thank you.
barn upper floor and barn lower floor,
Thank you.
Wrong.
or
There's
something
that?
along those lines.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Or stable upper and. Alright. So it looks like I've got the archer targeted. So yeah, I'm gonna focus on the archers at the back towards the door, and
Archer v. Archer.
yeah, the artillery must fight each other. Those were some horrible
Yeah,
rolls.
they were.
Well, you got a miss and 3 hits. So what are you complaining about?
Not good enough.
Then I rolled a 1, 3, 4, 7.
That's
Alright.
real spooky.
Yeah, I still got the fire damage from Casimir's spell, so
Ooh.
yeah. It's 3 arrows sink into it. 1, I don't know, explodes as it's leaving my bow or something.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, 3 arrows slam into that ooze, and they kind of like stick in and then slowly like start falling lower in its body.
Drifting around inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it look like it's doing any damage to him?
Well, I mean, not that you can tell. It sticks in them, but there's nothing else to indicate to you that it
Okay.
did damage or not.
All right. Yeah, that's my turn. I'll move. Give up my turn. There we
All
go.
right. And that'll bring us to Graham. So Graham, you had come down that ladder down into a stable section that is just generally used for supplies. And so from where you are, you can't see this stuff taking place, but you can hear. No, you can't. I mean, it's too loud, but you can see that green light flashing out
Okay.
there.
Well, I will move up. This is like a gate.
No, it's not there.
Oh,
It's
there's
just
nothing there?
Yeah, that's what I found when I was
All
doing
right.
the map. So
Well, I'll move up to that corner and get a peek around. As I move up, I will ready my wand of magic missiles in my offhand.
okay.
What do you think's going on over there?
Yeah, so you can see as you get to that corner that the old woman, Laseri, is enveloped in this greenish glow, and tendrils of it are wrapped around all of the rocks And then you see what I've described before, where that whatever had affected the rocks seems to be accelerating. And then you have Rohan standing next to her firing at some humanoid creatures down by the door. You can tell from here that they're made of ooze.
Okay. Well, I'll get in on that and use my standard action to activate the wand of magic missiles. Get my use magic device out there. So I got 26. I believe the DC is 20.
Yes, I think you're right.
And here is the damage. Why did it only roll 1?
You did damage to yourself.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sounds right.
You have yourself targeted?
I do.
What a fool.
Let me do that again.
So
'cause
what
there's
was that, 4 damage that it gave you?
3.
3.
3? Okay, so you fix your hit points there.
And there's the other. It's supposed to be 2 missiles in one go, but
Okay.
something happened to it. So, and then that's it for me.
You broke
All right.
it, didn't you, Graham?
I did, and I'm starting to suspect that maybe something happened to the magic missiles over the last couple of weeks, because I remember you were struggling with one of yours too.
Yeah, it wasn't doing damage, right? I don't
All
know.
things change over time. And then Fenrith, that'll bring us to you. So you can see there's still that large puddle on the floor, but there's the 4 in front of you. And I fixed it so the whole room is bathed in a green light. You should be able to see that now.
Mm-hmm.
And I 5 foot to here,
Yes.
and then I will attack Ooze Fighter 1 with all of my might, including... We have haste still, right? With you cast it on us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I recast it at the beginning of this.
Mm-hmm. All right, 4 hits. So flurry of slashes, stabs. Go ahead and roll damage.
I forgot I was hasted. I should have had an extra shot.
All right, so you step forward and you do a flurry of slashes and, slicing all the way through this thing in multiple places. And then instead of holding its form, it just melts into a puddle.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's Graham. Okay.
All right, just making sure it's working right.
Just blasting things with force again. That'll end mine.
That was some impressive damage there.
All right, Casimir.
All right. I'll charge that ooze that's, I guess, next to John, or over ooze archer 2. Oh, well, wrong one. That one.
The fighter? Okay.
Fighter?
Yeah. So I'll charge that and I'll attack it. Oh, I forgot to power attack, but oh well. That's my turn.
All right. Yeah, so you charge forward and hit for 22 damage. And then, so this archer here will fire at you, Fenrith.
Okay.
And it's got a long bow, and so it
I'll ask
Fires.
him nicely not to.
fires 3 arrows at you, but all of them, impact harmlessly on your armor, and they sort of compact and then liquefy and drop to the ground. And then this other archer will also fire at you with 3 arrows.
No.
And
I will plead with him not to.
they're not able to do any damage. They just impact harmlessly on your armor there. And then this fighter will attack you, Casimir.
All right.
So he's got his long sword, this black ooze long sword. And he slashes at you. He'll do a full attack on you as well. So 3 slashes with his sword.
Uh-oh.
So a miss, and a miss. And then and then it rolls the mischance, which doesn't matter because all of his attacks missed. So, all right. And at this point, that large puddle forms up to a massive giant.
I'm seeing 1 hit there, though.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
Attack.
Second attack, 23.
That's showing a miss for me.
Is it because of the mischance, which it's not affected by? My AC is at 19 right now. That's what I got it set at because of the charge.
At 18?
19.
Okay. So it rolled a 23. Hit. Mischance. Oh, I see. I'm seeing mischance. Okay. So yeah. So 1 hit on you there. All right. 1 hit on you. So I'll roll the damage. But first.
Do you have your shadows up?
It doesn't matter because it's all mind affecting, and these things are
okay.
blind sense. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Fenrith, you got competition.
Get into a flex off.
All right. Casimir, 20 damage from this sword strike. As it slices into you, you can feel the familiar acid feeling that oozes are known for, burning your skin. Then this giant appears out of this puddle, sort of forms up and becomes this massive 20-foot tall giant wielding a morning star that's like the size of, well, larger than one of you for sure. And it'll take a swing at Fenrith with this morning star. But its attack glances off your shield. And then that will bring us to Lyseri, and she is still doing that odd and disquieting chanting with 2 different voices. So it sounds like she's doing her chants, and then a split second later, her voice still is speaking something totally different. It's very unsettling. But there it is. The green glow and these tendrils of it that are bathing the rocks continue and stay in place. And then Rohan, back to you.
Okay. I'm going to step up and forward a little bit here to get a better line of sight on Ooze Archer now that the giant's in play, and see if I can finish this archer off. There's that, and then my haste attack.
All right, so you've got 3 hits there.
3 hits.
Or 4?
Don't forget your haste.
Yeah, you got a hit, a hit, a hit, a miss, and a hit.
Okay. So 4, 2, 3, 4.
All right. So you put 4 more arrows into this thing, and now you can see that the surface around the wounds is not stitching together as quickly, though it does, and pushes the arrows out, but it's more slow than it has been in the past.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Graham hiding in the corner. Filthy oozes.
On to Graham.
We hates them.
Okay, Graham. So your move, you can see all this taking place. Graham, do a spot for me, please. Okay, so you're looking down this way, and you watch all this taking place, and you got your wand pointed down there, and just by chance, who knows, a glint of the green light off of some metal somewhere catches your eye, and so you look up and at the ceiling, 30 feet above where one of the skylights is, and you can see ooze coming through that skylight. Looks like the T-1000 when it moves out of the helicopter window. It's like a big glop of ooze. It's hard to say how much it is at this point, but
Gonna drop down. Well, I'll aim at it.
it would drop down pretty much right next to you.
What?
If it if it falls straight down, it would be pretty close to you.
Well, then I'll have a little bit of a move. Come up here behind Fenrith.
Okay.
And then do I still have an angle to aim my wand at it and shoot it? Or did I lose sight of it from there?
Yeah, you would lose sight of it here.
Okay. Well, maybe can I reverse it, shoot, and then move?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll shoot my wand at him. I don't have a target, though.
Well, yeah, it's fine. You don't need one. So you just roll the damage for me, and I'll apply it.
It's going to be a lot. You know how these magic missiles work.
No.
Okay.
6 points. And when I get up to Fenrith, I'll say, we got him coming through the ceiling, the skylights.
Is there a
Spraying magic
skylight
missiles.
above us?
Yeah.
As If I look up there, do I see something? Because he
No.
was at the other skylight.
Yeah.
So I'll look up and not see anything. Like, what the hell is what is he talking about?
Well, they were coming through.
I don't see him.
That'd probably be kind of annoying because this giant's like hammering on your shield at the same time.
Psst, Fenris, I'm right behind you.
Need to get
Now,
Lonnie
now I'm a little worried, though.
telepathically telling us that they're coming through the vents.
And you've got him flanked too, so
Mm-hmm. Wow, Fenrith, your arteries sure are big in this form.
So many gaps in your armor.
All right. So
Yeah,
that's
that would be
Graham's
my
turn.
turn, yeah.
And now we'll go to Fenrith.
All right, I will unleash a full attack on the ooze giant after telling Graham that I don't see anything coming through the skylight.
It was there just a second ago.
You gotta believe me.
All right. So 4 hit. 4 of your attacks hit. And so you're slicing into this giant's chest. And, ooze and slime is splattering all over you. But it's still standing. I mean, you can see the damage repair itself almost immediately, like cutting into jello. But anything else for your turn?
Nope. That's gonna be it.
Okay. All right. And then you can see, Graham, because you're keeping an eye back there, that slime drops to the ground back here where sort of right in the center pretty much, up close to where you were standing.
As now he'll tell Casimir, and then
And as
this
it-
thing will go into one of the stalls right before he looks.
Yeah, as it lands, it forms up into one of those obelisks that you guys had seen before when you were protecting the temple grounds. 15-foot tall obelisk-like pillar of utter blackness.
I think I like those ones better.
Dark sides reflect back distorted images of the scene. So that drops down to the ground there. And that'll be its turn. So then, Casimir, we come to you.
Alrighty. Cleaver haste. All right. So I will. Let's full attack the guy in front of me,
Okay.
and I will minus. I think I can only minus up to 8. Minus 8 on my attack, and add it to my damage. So there's the non-haste, and then the haste attack. What we got? Misses.
Yes. Looks like we've got 3 misses here.
All right, that's my turn.
All right. This archer is going to take some more shots at Fenrith. 3 more shots come your way. Let me see what I've done. 1 second here. All right, here we go. All right, Fenrith, 3 slime arrows shoot towards you. Only one of them manages to get past your armor and sink into your skin and do, let's see, that's wrong, but we'll do this. Let me take that away real quick. That did 2 damage to you. Let me take that off. And then
Good
we'll
thing it
do-
wasn't evil slime.
So the actual damage, 21, but you resist it down to 11, but there's some acid along with it, so that's what does the extra damage
Melty.
from that arrow that sticks through. And then this second archer will follow suit. Let me get this set up right. So from this one, we have misses. All these arrows can't get past your armor. And now Casimir, this one will do a full attack on you.
All right.
This fighter in front of you.
Ooh. Oh, missed chances. I was going to say, what's all them dang dice?
All right, so let's
2
see.
hit.
We got a hit, and a miss. And then for the miss chances,
Doesn't matter.
make some hits. And then, so 2 hits.
All right.
So we'll do some damage here.
Ouch.
21 damage from that first slice, and then 19 from the next stab. And the giant then will do a full attack against you, Fenrith, with his gargantuan morning star. Let me fix this. All right. So then 3 attacks. The first 2 clang harmlessly off your shield, but the last one hits you, and that does 23 damage to you.
Is it that applied to Casimir, not me?
Yeah, I rolled the wrong one.
Thanks for
Sorry.
taking that damage for me.
No problem. I got your back, man.
When it hits, though, I'll also unleash my inflict serious wounds from the breastplate.
Let me fix that there. All right, now we'll do the right damage to you, John. So 40 damage, resisted down to 30. And then you released that inflict serious wounds and did 25 damage to the giant.
Yep.
All right, and then that brings us to her. So Lesseri, she continues her chanting, but you can see, Rohan, you're kind of close to her, that, she looked ancient before, but now she looks even more so haggard. Sweat drips from her brow. Her eyes are heavy, as if she's getting tired, but she manages to keep going. And that'll bring us to you, Rohan.
Okay. Did I notice Graham shooting magic missiles at this thing, or that there is a black obelisk behind me?
Yeah.
When I'm glancing back, or
Yeah.
okay. So I'll take a 5 foot. I'll take a 5 foot step backwards to face it. It's not going to let me target it.
Oh, right.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. And then I'll begin shooting arrows at it. This is one of those ones that has like the eyes swirling around in it, right?
No.
Was that the black slime?
Yeah, that was
okay.
the other one.
Okay. But yeah, I'll try and find some good places to put some arrows and start
Okay.
shooting them into it.
All of your arrows sink into this thing.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So yeah, arrow after arrow being sent into this mass of darkness.
Okay, so I'm still seeing fire damage.
Yeah, I've got another 7 arrows left, and then I'll be out of the fire arrow
Okay.
thing that Casimir.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it. So
All right. So you can see your arrows slam into it and disappear somewhere inside of it. And then the ooze closes over the wound there. Graham, your turn.
All right, I'll magic missile the new ooze, or the one that dropped down, for big 6.
Mhm.
And then I'll move up behind Rohan this time. And I'll free action say, Rohan, I'm here.
Roll your spot and listen, Justin.
I can already feel the dagger sliding into my liver.
I don't have flanking yet.
Uh,
I guess I could flank up with the...
yeah. Even though technically she's not.
If I get flanking, then we'll know she's against us.
It's true.
Yeah.
Anything else for your
No,
turn?
that's it for me.
Testing
All right.
the intentions of an enemy by stabbing your friends.
Fenrith, that brings us to you.
I'm trying to game the system, Rohan.
I'll tell Casimir, you gotta hold out for just a little bit. I've almost
So you
got
can
this
see, on Fenrith, on your turn, you can see more ooze sliding under the door. This one's bubbling as it goes.
Maybe not.
It's okay. My reply is to vomit up a kidney. It just dangles out of my mouth.
All
You're
right.
just barely over half dead.
I know.
I forgot I was the healer.
I will. I'll keep going on this giant.
Another reason why we should all take some sort of divine caster
Yeah.
at least once. That way we could get on that spell list.
All right. So your attacks all hit.
That was the crit, right?
Yeah.
It's all right. I'll half it.
As dead as slime can be.
Got him.
Okay.
And then I'll 5 foot up and tell Casimir to start moving back just a little bit.
All right. So yeah, this giant just sort of liquefies and slops down onto the floor there with little bits of it flopping and splattering all over the place. And you step forward. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one that you'd seen coming underneath the door, that one just stays in its puddle form and keeps moving forward. So you will need to make a fortitude save for me.
Got a 30.
Okay. So you will take, let's see, how do we do this? All right. So
Damage reduction raft on oozes. Can't hurt you if you're on a raft.
we'll have it target you.
Even though I guess that might not have been ooze. That might have been more of an oil slick type ooze. I guess it all
Kind of the
oozes,
same, right?
Yeah.
And then you made your fort save, so it would do 6 damage to you. So we'll take 6 away there and put you there. Yeah, so this is flowing like a thick, muddy water through your space there. And it will come to a stop right here. And that would be its turn. This black obelisk starts moving forward towards you, Rohan. Now, Casimir, that'll be your turn.
All right. I don't know how much I feel about backing up like John wants me to. And that we got ooze behind us. So I'll full attack the guy in front of me. I'll -5 and add it to my defense. There's the first 2. And here's the haste one. Still misses, huh?
Well, 1 hit, 1 miss, and another miss.
All right.
So 1 hit.
There's the 1.
Okay.
And I'll 5 foot to there.
All right. So you step back there, and that brings us to the archer. 43.
That one ooze looks like E.T. with a melted candle on his head. You guys see it?
Which ooze?
The one right behind John. The bubbling ooze.
Bubbling ooze.
Yeah. I think it's an ooze going across a brick floor, and the bricks look like E.T.'s face, and the ooze looks like a melted candle.
I can kind of see it.
I think Travis is just nodding to...
Well, I want to appease.
Yeah. Gotta let Casimir have his beliefs before I kill him.
Belief's the only thing that'll keep them going until then.
All right. So this ooze archer steps forward onto this puddle of where the dead giant,
Uh-oh.
and it too liquefies and joins that puddle.
That's not good.
I disagree.
When in doubt, time for fire.
And that brings us to this other archer who does the same.
Fireball time?
Yeah, John's resistant, so I'm not too worried.
Go for it.
Yeah.
And then this fighter that you backed away from, it also takes a step over and liquefies. And then this giant shoots back up out of that puddle. And it seems, before it was like 20 feet. It's probably 25 feet tall now. And just seems a little bigger, a little stronger. And it immediately will take a swing at you, Fenrith, with its gargantuan morning star. No.
I
You
will
do not.
shrink into a puddle of ooze then, thereby
I'm not joining
defeating
you.
its attack.
All right, so yeah, it takes a massive overhead swing at you with this morning star and gets a hit. Then does 35 resisted down to 25 damage to you. And Lasseri is still chanting, or let's see, still chanting. Her voice is still strong, although it seems like the second voice is coming along a little later than it was before. She still stands strong, and the glow still envelops her and the rocks. Rohan.
All right, so I'm going to do another full round attack at this obelisk that's coming in with the haste as well.
All right, so we've got all hits.
Okay, I've got 3 arrows left with the fire damage on it. So, well, after this round.
How many more rounds does the haste have? Should be getting close.
4 left for him.
Okay. Well, it should be for all of us. Well, yeah.
All right, so you send these arrows flying, and they all stick into this obelisk, and then it sort of expands a bit, and then pops
Okay.
and melts into a puddle on the floor.
I finally killed something this season.
I was hoping I'd get it with that magic missile
I
on the
know, I
last.
was kind of expecting it. And then after I see that thing drop, I'm going to turn and step between Lisseri and this bubbling ooze.
Which doesn't matter because it liquefies and rolls
yeah.
over, yeah.
I know it's not going to do much, but do what I can.
Wonder if you could wind wall it and it's like a certain excrement hitting a fan.
Okay, Graham, your turn.
Free actions say to Rohan, I'm going to use the Ring of Ram. Do you want to say it this time?
I think you need to do it, Graham.
Okay.
Put your hand in mine, Rohan. We do it together.
So
Power of friendship.
That's when Graham became a magical girl.
all right, so it's a ranged attack first off.
Okay,
First.
that's a hit.
And I'll do 3 charges.
Okay,
So first off, or second off,
Mm.
it deals 3d6 damage. Oh, what a wonderful roll. That's like my magic missiles.
mm-hmm.
And then it's a opposed strength for the bull rush effect.
Okay.
Is it going to do damage when you knock it back into
I don't know.
Fenrith?
I don't know. I can't remember what happens if something's bull rushed into your area.
Giant sea.
Okay,
of
go ahead
acid.
and roll the strength of your ring.
And it counts as large.
Okay.
Should I add something for that?
+4 is usually what.
Yeah.
So it'd be a 17 then.
Yeah, you won. So what does it do?
Okay, so for
Pushes him back how far?
I think I have to have bull rush up to figure that out.
Oh, okay. It works like that's right. Yeah.
I thought it was within the ring itself. Okay,
So,
push him back 5 feet, an additional 5 feet for each 5 points by which your check result is greater than the defender's check.
All right. So you won. So you push him back 5, and then 5 additional for each 5. So you push him back 5, and then since you beat him by
And the defender gets +4 if it's considered exceptionally stable. I don't know if you'd consider an ooze that or not. You also get +2 if you were charging. This is the Ring of Ram. Is it considered to be charging?
No.
Oh.
back to here, and then you beat him by 15.
Dang. They have no strength.
Nope. Well, 10.
Am I able to choose to get out of the way?
Yeah. Or you can try and stop it.
Yeah,
Would that give us an
I'll
attack
get out of the way.
opportunity?
Okay. Where do you want to move to?
as I'll occupy its old spot if that's
The defender
Doable.
provokes attacks of opportunity if he is moved.
Yeah, it's just that these don't.
I thought it was just because of how they were moving, whereas this is a involuntary move.
Well, let me look at it and make sure.
That's just what it said in Bull Rush, is that the
Yeah.
the loser would get one.
Yeah, these things have a special thing.
As it's being splattered at him, Fenris just turns sideways and says, "Icky," and steps backwards.
Ooh.
Lifts up his skirt so it doesn't get on the hem.
Yeah. Or he just kind of tilts his
Yeah,
shield
no.
so it just slides over the top.
No, these never. Yeah, it doesn't. You don't get
it's
one.
like the South Park lava episode. As I duck and cover, and it
Yeah.
just goes right up over me.
All right, that's your turn, Graham.
That was an action, huh?
Yeah, to use your
Oh.
ring.
I'll put that wand away.
Okay.
Yes, I do. In fact, use my sword swallowing skills with the wand. What is that? Sleight of hand? That's not sleight. You're actually doing it, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
sleight of hand. What
Would it be a perform?
a perform would probably work on that, yeah. Because there's
Yeah.
a chance that it might not even actually I don't know. I think it'd be depending on how you do it, right? Are you disappearing it like up your sleeve and not actually swallowing it? That's a sleight of hand. If you are actually swallowing it, it's a perform.
Okay, Fenrith, your turn. Let me have a fortitude save, please.
Brand's at no.
This ain't a sword swallowing role playing game.
27.
Join us, circus.
All right, your turn.
All right, I will cast defensively, and I will swap out my freedom of movement for a cure critical wounds on Casimir.
Okay.
Crap, hold on. That was too many of them. Take away 29. Give me back 29 points of your healing.
No, it's mine.
Give it back.
What do I need to roll to keep it?
Can I spend a hero point for him to keep it?
Trying to take it, not positive energy back. And I'm just,
All right, so we'll put that back. So you have 33 damage, so Casimir.
all right.
All right, and yeah, I keep forgetting whether or not this is possible. Since that was one action, am I still able to take an attack action?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay, so I will. I'll tell Graham that we need his cleric abilities up here,
Mad hat.
and then that'll be it.
Okay.
If Fenrith tells you to take off your helmet to fix a problem, don't do it. You're going to get shot in the head. Probably by Rohan.
Probably. Or Grandma magic missile on accident.
You can't target your noggin, though, with magic missile.
It's like a faulty rod. I'm supposed to hold it still to keep it from activating, but I can't help but gestures, and it's all like...
It's like that one Taurus video where he's just shaking it.
All right, so yeah, you heal Casimir, and then that brings us to this bubbling ooze's turn, and it will do 2 slams against you. Let's see, who does it have targeted? Fenrith. All right, 2 slams against you, Fenrith. It's like big tendrils solidify and slap out at you.
These are the things that give us the tentacles that continue to beat us after it hits us.
Yeah, I don't like these ones.
So the fun ones. The ones that know how to have a good time.
Oh, we should have some like Fenris standoff healing and just see how many we can get on us. Just leave this one alive and
That sounds like something we do in an RPG of some sort.
Yeah, like I could see that being a tactic for like a boss fight in Final Fantasy 11 or something, or
Yeah.
14.
where the tendrils like overcome its damage resistance more than anything you carry. So you
Yeah.
farm up tendrils and then go fight the boss.
Or like there's a healing crystal or something that it will target that you need to destroy so you can drop like the shield or hurt the boss type of thing.
All right, 23 damage, resisted down to 13 for the first attack. And a lot of that slime remains coating your armor. And then the second one, 27, resisted down to 17, and even more slime remains coated to your armor. So let me get...
Did the tentacle hits pass it on too?
No.
No.
Dang, the whole world would be overrun if that were the
That's like
case.
that one WoW virus where
That's its turn. Brings us to you, Casimir, and I'll need a fortitude save, please.
never find that when I need it. There we go.
All right, your turn.
All right. I will full attack this ooze. Well, -5 from my attack to add to my defense here.
Okay.
There's the first one. And here's the haste one. Misses, and more misses. Rolling bad tonight.
Well, you got I'm seeing 2 hits and 1 miss.
Am I not targeting it?
You're targeting it. First attack was a 24, second was a automatic miss, and the third was a 27.
It's not giving me the, whatchamacallit then for it. The little hit symbol.
Oh,
All right. And so I guess, was it 2 hits?
2 hits, yep.
There's the first one. And there's the second one. And then I'll 5 foot, and that's the end of my turn.
All right, so yeah, you slash and stab into this puddle of bubbling ooze, and then take a step back. And that brings us to this ooze giant who steps over here. So he steps over there, and then you watch him like seem to take a large breath, even though they don't breathe.
Fluid spread.
And it spits a giant glob of ooze into its hand and then throws it.
Gross.
He's targeting Rohan.
Wise choice.
Man, fluid spread was one of the most...
Tell it to drop it. No. Drop it. It's a gross.
Like spooky abilities in 11. Was just
Don't
watching that
throw
go off.
spit.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah. Be like the monkeys instead.
I think I saw somebody do that to Chad in high school. It wasn't a loogie, it was a snot rocket, though.
No, that
They shot it at his leg, and it got on his leg.
All right, Rohan. So this
that wasn't me, was it? That seems like something I might have done.
this giant ball of ooze slams into you and does 30 damage to you.
Okay.
And that'll bring us to Lasseri.
Rohan.
Her chanting ceases, and she gives a soul-piercing screech filled with agony and terror, and drops to her knees. The green glow disappears from around her and from around your rocks. You can see it sort of, these tendrils from the rocks, it like makes its way back to her and then disappears. You can see she's got some blood coming from her ears, and she's breathing very heavily. Rohan and Graham do a spot.
All right.
In the tower?
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the gargantuan zombie rocks
My favorite.
with human sentience.
And ooze. Tentacle ooze.
All right, for some
Maybe
reason.
I should just Ring of Ram the old crone away.
Just ring of ram the ground and launch off into the sky.
What if I had 2 rings of Ram and I pointed them at each other?
Blow your arms off.
You couldn't fire both at the same time.
According
You
to
would
rules,
end
at
up
least, you
with
couldn't.
0 hands.
Oh, I think there's a feat that lets you dual wield wands, so you
Yep.
need something like that.
Okay, Graham and Rohan, you both, you're looking around after you hear her shriek and drop to her knees, and you just are seeing your rocks in the top two stables there. So that condition, whatever they had, that seemed to be burning away their feathers and skin, leaving it charred black behind. It had been progressing visibly while they were lit by that green glow. But as that glow disappears, you can see that it starts to progress even faster. And then Rohan, it's your turn.
Okay. I'll target the ooze giant that's attacking me and do one of my last haste volleys.
That's why we need sense motive. Always need someone with sense motive.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Rohan did 37 attacks. So hit,
It should have been 5 total.
critical threat.
Well, then you did a
hit.
multi-attack with your mace, it looks like, because you ran it.
Yeah, ignore the mace one now.
So you started shooting maces instead.
I clicked the wrong attack.
And then you
this is my
critical
haste
the
attack.
mace.
What is happening over there, Rohan?
So
He's got that throw everything epic feat.
yeah, it was a 30, 28, 44, 44, and then a 41. For the
Graham's
last one.
question about 2 rings of ram pointed at each other got him thinking, well, what if I just shot heavy maces?
All right. So roll damage. Let's roll your damage.
The first 3 attacks, I need to know if they were hits, because those are my last 3 fire arrows.
Yeah, they were.
Okay. So they're the ones with the fire damage. And then the last 2 were just, did those hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Those are the normal.
And then whichever
Damn.
arm lost the contest would be the one that gets blown off. That's the ultimate outcome right there, right? Like you'd have to tie the.
Okay. So yeah, all these arrows slam into this ooze giant, and you can see, some fire, some electricity zapping it and splattering ooze all over the place. And it's clearly taken some damage, and there's like a hole you can see right through it. It's not pulling itself back together as quickly as usual.
That's good. But I'll also shout, Graham, looks like Fenrith needs help.
Graham, your turn.
There's all these
Yeah, I know.
tentacles.
I'm on my way.
Rohan, look that way. Slips knife into.
I'll tumble up to old Fenrith.
All you gotta do is take that 5 foot and see if you get flanking.
I thought I had a. There it is. Are those tentacles? Can I provoke from them?
No.
Well, just a little flourish as I come heal you then. And I'll put the obsidian wand right above, like right in his kidney in his back. Like I'll touch it right there and be like, "You're lucky." This is
I'll
healing this
scream.
time. And so let's try to use that. Use magic device. This is where I'll blow it up. Nope. Close. And let's cure some critical wounds.
So he'll do the cure critical healing and then the sneak attack damage from jabbing the wand into his kidney.
Yeah,
all we
you,
need to
you
do is-
know just as well as anybody else is that the icy chill you get from healing is the same same feeling as you get when you stick the knife into the kidney.
The acid causes the nerves to die and it feels cold.
So I healed him for 19 points, and that's it for me, Brandon.
Okay.
What we need to do is we need to convert Graham's damage into healing, and then he can just sneak attack us.
That's an awesome idea. We got to
It
figure
is.
out the class that does that.
As if you can cast spells, you can. Well, I guess
You
we'd have
can
to
cast
make our
spells.
version.
Yeah, I guess we could make our own.
Yeah, as
Do
you
they have
gotta
any
be able to do it to convert your damage into divine.
Well, like, it'd be positive energy, not even divine. But there's still the problem that, I don't know, maybe put something to it, because, like, you can pop from too much divine energy. Or
But you
positive.
feel so good doing it.
Yeah, because that's, like, something that you got to worry about on the plane of positive energy, is popping.
So do you think that would be like overdosing from heroin?
Maybe you just feel, like, super good, and
Yeah,
Like I
and then
said,
you
you
just feel
feel
too
really
good,
good
and
doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd feel really
Because-
good up until it crosses that.
Either that or
threshold
you
of-
feel like hypothermia because of the way that healing is usually described. Except for in
Yeah.
this game, I don't know, because like healing is pretty horrific. Yeah, bones and stuff snapping back into
Well-
place. Well, what happens when they
It'd probably start feeling
when they
good
don't
to a certain
need to?
point. And then I think you start getting the temporary hit points in the positive energy plane. And so that'd probably start feeling like maybe like how channeling's described when they're over channeling. It's starting to,
Oh.
it's good, but it's starting to kind of not feel so good.
Yep.
Starting to hurt.
As,
I think the shadow plane would probably be the hypothermia one, because it's slowly kind of leeching you.
Okay, Fenrith, it's your turn.
all
Negative
right.
energy plane.
As I
I'll
will,
need a fortitude save, please.
I will roll a fortitude save. 28.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
And then I'll full attack this bubbling oozes.
All right. All right, so we've got a hit, a miss, and 2 hits. So 3 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. All right,
Were-
so yeah, you do some
Were
pretty
there
severe
2
damage to it.
criticals?
Doesn't look like that.
No.
Okay. So it's 3 hits?
Yeah, I mean, that's normal damage, right? 3d6 plus.
Yeah, plus
2d6.
2d6.
Is the second 2d6 a spell you got on you?
No. It's supposed to be the fire.
Yeah, his critical is 5d6 plus a d10.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
there is something a little fishy with your text there, because if you look at the number, it says 3d6 plus 2p6.
Yeah,
so
but-
something's.
But the actual damage shows 2d6 and then 1d6 fire. So I'm not sure why it's like that
Well,
now.
So the effects give you, okay, 2d6 plus 6 from the effects. Being large.
I wonder if it's because I'm holding down, as I don't have it, I have it as push to talk for Discord.
Mm.
And I wonder if it's because I'm holding that down. Maybe.
Yeah.
No, now it seems to be going normal.
What is 2P?
Let me look at
Just
your...
don't hold shift while doing it, because then that happens.
yeah.
Did it force a critical or something?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good to
forces
know.
a critical.
All right. So
I don't know.
We'll
That's
do-
really weird. But that P showed up again. The 2d6 plus 2g6. I don't know why that is. Plus d6 plus p10.
yeah, so that's not... Whoa.
Maybe this is where
Because you're holding down...
Fantasy
playing on
Grounds
that.
feigns its or gains its sentience.
You're just juicing. Fenrith is taking steroids.
He's doing some chemistry over there, just tweaking molecules at the end. Look, it's the same as a D6, but
It's
it's
alchemy.
a G.
It's a
It's
G
alchemy.
and a P. Yeah, that's really strange. Though.
Well,
So you should be doing, when you have these buffs, 2d6 just normal plus the 1d6 fire.
Yeah, that's what I would normally do. 2d6 plus 7,
Yeah,
and
your
then
strength
plus
and
1d6.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't think that this shows because I think it is plus 13 for my strength, because of the buffs that I have at
Yeah.
this point. But normal, yeah, 2d6 plus 7.
All right. Well, at any rate, you do kill that thing.
Yay! Now I'll command those tentacles to serve me. Oh, they're already.
They decide they don't like you anymore and dissolve away.
All right. So that's it for your turn.
As I'll
And then Casimir.
5 foot if I can before mine ends. Tell Casimir to take the babies and run.
Is there anything in here north of the giant, Brandon?
No. I mean, just supplies and stuff. You don't see any enemies in there.
All right. Excellent. I will ready my wand of fireball.
There's lots of flammable stuff there.
I don't think fireball does that, though, right? I would be fine with it doing it, but... No, it does. It
Yeah,
sets
it sets
combustibles
fire to
and damage.
combustibles.
I'm fine with it.
Well, Fenrith can always go behind with his water creation.
oh, I can create a lot too.
Ah.
Caster level 17, create water from that signet
Oh,
ring.
yeah. Let's
Nice.
target it first here.
How many gallons is it?
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
And 5d6. And then it goes up to 46 usage. And I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, so you launch out a fireball from this, from your wand.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that arcs out and explodes and covers that giant in flames.
2 gallons per level, so 34 gallons.
I don't really have a frame of reference, so like my car's got a 12-gallon gas tank. I don't know what it looks like though.
Yeah.
Oh, it
50-gallon drum.
just
I guess.
upend I mean, like, a gallon's a bit.
Yeah.
All right, Fenrith. This giant will swing at you with its gargantuan morning star. Full attack.
So that would half fill a bathtub, apparently.
The first 2 swings miss, glance off your shield or your armor, but this last swing hits. And 36 damage, resisted down to 26. And then it will take a little step this way. All right, Lysaria is down on her knees, clutching at her head, trying to catch her breath. And the damage is spreading faster on the rocks. And she says to you, Rohan, I must have your strength.
And I'll say, then take it.
All right, do a fortitude save.
Is this her?
Yeah. I mean, she reaches out and, like, grabs your wrist.
Is this against trying to stop her from taking my energy, or is this resisting whatever it does? Because if it's trying to resist her, then I would, allow myself to fail it on purpose. But if it's resisting the effect of what she's doing, then
Yeah, it's resisting the effect.
Okay. So, yeah, there's that.
Okay. All right, so she reaches out and grabs your wrists, and you can feel a shock as green light envelops her hand and arcs into you and envelops you. And you... So you will take 15 points of damage as you can feel your very life force pulled from you into her.
Okay.
And she stands up and begins her chants again. And then it's your turn.
I was thinking about getting some vampiric type spells too. Good touch attack, get some life back.
So, does this give me any negative modifiers or anything on my attacks? Because I'll still be
No.
trying to fire into this giant.
It's the only thing the player cares about. She drained my hit points. Was it a constitution or a dex? Or
Sorry, the 50 ammunition that I had is used up, and so now it won't let me attack until I reset it. All right.
Just let Rohan enter some cheat codes here. Set ammunition.
And the haste, not the mace, the haste.
All right. So 3, 4 of your attacks hit.
Okay.
One of them misses.
So regular bow attacks.
I need to prepare a second of those. That's pretty handy.
Yeah.
All right. So that last one does it. And it just melts into a puddle on the ground.
Hooray for haste.
Also, because I cast spells on you guys that were buffs, I consider all the damage that was done to be my damage.
Goes on your DPS
Yeah.
counter.
Yeah, the extra haste and the fire damage.
So for the moment, there are no more enemies that you can see. Lysari is standing once again and doing her chants, and quickly that green glow begins to envelop her and spreads to the rocks again. And so you can see before your eyes that effect that is happening with them slows down. It's still continuing, though, but it does slow.
Guess we should put out the fire if one formed.
Yeah, one did form.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to stack unburnt hay in front of the door in case more come through.
Yeah. Maybe we could get Graham to ring of ram them back as they start to ooze their way underneath.
Yeah. Well, I can't do it for long, though.
So yeah, I'll move over to wherever it's safe and close and start fighting that fire before we get smoked out of here.
As I will go over and try to aid whatever this swamp lady's name is with prayers from Orlon Lorathian.
It's this little fire guy.
That's the fire that's burning.
Yeah, that's where a fire started there.
Okay. Dink. I like how the guy that's
That's
resistant
my
to fire.
minion. Hold on, that's my minion. I'll collect.
I'm going to step on him.
I'll collect him.
I'm stepping
He's
on him.
never hurt anybody.
Yeah, so right now there's just a crate over there that's on fire.
Okay.
That's about it. But you can see that there's plenty of fuel for it if it starts to spread.
As I'll
And
go
then-
and swallow it.
Fenrith, you go over here to do who?
To try and aid in the spell casting with prayers from Coralon Lorathian. Because that's what
Okay.
she's missing, I'm pretty sure.
Is it like counting when someone's trying to tally something?
Yeah.
All right. So you go over there and start to pray. Okay. So Lazari's doing her thing, and now the green glows envelop the rocks, and it's slowing the spread of that effect, whatever it was or wherever it came from. And Casimir, you're fighting that fire over there. It's just a small one. And Fenrith, you're over there praying, trying to help the situation by praying to Coralon.
Mm-hmm.
And then right now you're not seeing any new enemies. You know, you can tell that the storm still rages outside. From time to time, it seems the entire structure shakes a bit as a powerful gust of wind hits it. You can see the lightning through the skylights. But right now, there's just the only thing going on is Lysari doing her whatever it is that she's doing.
Can I call Graham over and say, Graham, come lend your strength to saving the rocks? as I'm bathed in a green glow that is slowly sapping my life force.
No, I'd probably do that.
Geez, sounds fun.
Maybe I'll
I'd
just
say Fenrith, but he's like almost dead.
Maybe I'll just heal up Fenrith as he's being drained. That'll be my contribution.
You very well could just bip, what's her name? Lithlani? No,
Lisseri?
that's Lisseri. There we go.
Yeah.
Yithlani and bad lighting.
Daytime, nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
So what means are you using to fight this fire, Casimir?
I'd probably just use my cloak.
Yeah, that'll do.
Smother it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, in short order, you're able to get that put out.
But do I want to? Yeah, I'll just put it out. Really am thinking about stacking some in front of that door like that. But I don't know. Didn't seem to be spreading too fast type of thing. Yeah, I'll just put it out.
Okay. All right. So now Lisseri, she lets out another shriek, but she doesn't fall to her knees, but you can see the strength of the glow wane for sure. Then she shouts, I need more strength. Must come from a willing.
I'll tell her to use me.
All right. Fenrith, do a fortitude save.
We're going to do one big drain of your hit points.
Okay.
Maybe not.
All right. So Fenrith, this green glow, a tendril of it shoots off of her and latches onto you, and you can feel your life force being pulled away, but it's just one damage for you.
Is she chaotic evil?
Well, you don't know.
Oh, if she did a damage, I sure as hell will. Because that would trigger my,
Yeah, that spell.
yeah.
Um,
As if I, well, let me see if I can dispel it.
Well, that's like some of those.
what's the name of that again?
Oh, no, I can't. Zealot Pack. It says permanent until triggered, and there's
Yeah.
no option to dispel.
No, it doesn't. I mean, yeah, that doesn't.
Good, because
trigger.
then I would be forced to attack her either until
I
the
think we
spell
all
ends
would
or until dead.
Okay, so the pact remains dormant until the target successfully hits a foe. So it'd be someone you hit anyways.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Not someone who hits you.
Never
But
mind.
but it's also that the target's alignment is exactly opposite that of the deity. So that would be lawful good or
Oh,
evil,
sorry.
not
Lawful
chaotic evil, right? Yeah. But yeah, anyway, no, that nothing like that happens. But some of your life force is drained away, and it gives her strength, and she stands up a little straighter and continues with her chanting in two voices.
Graham, I'll continue to pray while I say this because I'm going to copy her now. But Graham, come heal me and then lend your strength.
Come here, Graham. Join the party, Graham.
I always get the same order twice. You guys just got to wait for my action. That's all.
Casimir, come heal Graham and then lend your strength.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not doing the turn base right now. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'll go up and heal old Fenrith. Do some clericing.
Okay.
See if we can shut down this wand for the day. Doesn't look like it. Gotta keep on working. All right. Cure critical wounds.
Is it like the last customers that come in right before closing time? I gotta wipe down all of these damn tables.
Do you want to get full up?
Maybe
John?
just one.
Couple more?
Yeah, one or two more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but it's not a 1. Just didn't work that time. I have to roll a 1 to turn it off for the day.
Uh-oh.
Getting so close.
Is that using charges or is it just failing to
That's a good
activate?
question. I think it just fails to activate.
Well, I mean, we're not going in a strict turn order, but we're sort of
Slow
doing it.
down.
How much
Graham.
time do
Slow
we
down
have?
a bit. So you do that, and then Casimir, were you going to do anything?
No.
Okay, you're watching the door.
But our buffs might drop. So shield and haste and any of those might images and displacement, I think. I forget if I got that on.
So I'm going to cast my 1 level 1 wizard spell that I prepared of Hold Portal on the main entrance to the door. So that if anything tries to break through it, it's got an extra
Okay.
5 added to the DC.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. That's good. So haste will drop off.
Do I got any idea what that spell is she's using to drain?
Yeah, you can do your thing, spellcraft.
There you go.
All right. So,
Are we still able to act while being drained?
Well,
I mean, yeah, like,
Okay.
I have so far.
Well, if
Yeah.
I notice Graham struggling to activate the wand, then I
grab
could-
it and dip yourself.
Yeah, I could just
Easy, Fenrith. I've
be
only
like, I
been
can-
struggling for 12 seconds.
Do you want me to give it a shot?
No, you don't know how to do this.
There you go.
I got it.
Nice. The critical
This requires a
activation.
fine hand.
so with your spellcraft, you're able to determine that this spell is very, very much like vampiric touch, except for that there's some custom elements to it that you're able to detect that would
Okay.
allow, basically, it allows the what is taken to be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Transferred?
Yeah, it allows the amount that is taken from the person to be controlled, to be less than it normally would be. And then, okay, so yeah, haste falls off, and then Graham, you did some healing, and then she will.
I've been looking into vampiric touch.
All right, there we go. Okay,
Pretty good spell.
Yeah.
so, she continues this casting, and as you watch this effect that they were under, that was, seemed to be burning away their feathers and charring their skin, that nobody could make sense of. It continues its slow march, and the storm continues to rage outside. But as that effect reaches like the front quarter of the rocks, suddenly it stops, and she's still doing her chanting, and she's standing strong, and her voices are powerful, and there's a bright flare that everybody needs to make a fortitude save.
Oh, here comes the blindness. Am I going to have to hero
yes.
point
Nice.
that? I'll risk it.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's very, very bright, but you manage to, shield your eyes in time, and you don't lose your sight. But then things just sort of start happening quickly. All of that progress that condition had made is suddenly reversed and goes back the other direction, leaving behind it feathers as there were before, as if no damage had taken place. But when that completes and the rocks are standing there, no longer in pain, still enveloped in this green glow, that it's sort of like a border of green color sweeping over it. And then it reverses and goes back the other way. And then there's a flare, and then lights out. And so there's just the methods by which you normally would see, which for all of you is, you've got your glows and things, and you can see, and your rocks have quieted, and they look normal. Lassery slumps to the ground. She seems to be unconscious.
Coup de grace.
I will perform a heal check.
Fenrith, when you see that she drops and you step forward to examine her, you're overtaken by a vision. And you are looking at the temple grounds from overhead a bit, where all of the villagers are still gathered and are still dancing and singing in their worship of Corellon. Your Minotaur ally, Nazus, and the militia are in a heated battle against various ooze creatures that have broken through the barrier, and more assemble outside trying to push through. But as you're watching, there's massive flare bursts forth from the sigil on the front of the temple and sweeps over seemingly all of the world. And once you can see again, after the brightness of it passes, you're looking down on the temple grounds, and it is midday and beautiful weather, and no more barrier and no more oozes. And the sigil of Coralon still glows faintly. And then you are snapped out of your vision and find yourself back in the Roc stables there. So in the blink of an eye, the rest of you can see light pouring in from the the midday sun through the skylights far up above.
The morning sun has vanquished
I
the
will-
horrible night.
Cry out in joy that it's over and Chloralon Lorathian lives again.
Touch the healing wand to your shoulder.
Stop it! I'm giving a speech.
Okay, Fenrith, do your heal check.
You guys, I've got some bad news.
Uh-oh, is she dead?
She didn't
Well,
make
the second that he decided to do a heal check, we knew she was going to be declared dead.
Unfortunately, this swamp witch is dead. But she did give her life to a worthy cause, as making the Rocs ultra intelligent.
We don't know what the effects are yet. Chances are they're good, but maybe not.
Oh, they were already
so-
pretty smart before.
You examine her and you can tell that she is alive,
Oh.
but barely. Her pulse is very weak. Her breath is very shallow. From your examination, you don't see any visible physical wounds, but you're unable to wake her the normal ways you'd wake someone.
So I still have some strength damage, so I can't pick her up. But I'll ask Fenrith if he'll help me carry her to the home and find her someplace comfortable to rest.
Yeah, I can try and scoop her up. How much does she weigh?
She's basically a twig, probably.
Yeah, she's very light.
I'll
Okay.
open the door and peek out once the sun starts shining through.
Okay.
See if there's any thing out there.
Yeah, so light pours in, and
Are you prodding me along now while I'm carrying this old swamp witch to the house, Graham?
Yep. Went to the map.
I think he's changing the lighting sources.
light pours in when Casimir opens the doors, and you look out on the yard, and it seems like the nicest day that you've ever seen in your life. Bright sunshine, cool ocean breeze. There's definite evidence that a massive storm hit the island. I mean, there's like tree branches all over the place. A couple of fishing boats about 20 feet away from the door in multiple pieces. Let me do this. Nice. There is a enormous squid blocking the front door of the home of the heroes. It's like you estimate that, from the head to the end of the tentacles, it's 80 feet long.
Something for the Rocs to eat.
Yeah. And then what else do you see?
Is it alive or is it?
It doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
Call the
Oh, the
Rocs.
top.
They're
The
probably
top
hungry.
of the top section of the lighthouse, whatever it's called, where you light the light, that's gone. Now there's just a sheared off tower standing out there.
Where am I going to sleep?
Yeah, I'll sign bad news, Rohan. Well, now you have
And
the
then
skylight.
Yeah.
from your angle, let's see, that's blocking the front door. No, that's all you can see from there.
All right. So yeah, I guess I'll throw the doors open the rest of the way and kind of start making my way actually out and looking around.
All right.
Careful, Casimir. Graham's coming for you.
All right,
Looks
so we
like
can
he's
be
charged at you with this wand.
done with this map here.
Ah, man. Actually, I do need to probably... Actually, Fenrith could do it if you want. Probably need to check the rocks.
Yeah, as I can try and check him as well, but I'm not sure who would be better between me or Rohan. I can do a heal check for him.
Yeah, but like last time it was kind of like a
Yeah.
3-person job to get enough rolls out.
Rohan,
Well,
do
I
you
mean-
want to assist?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, okay, so Rohan and Fenrith are going to inspect the rocks.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I'll continue on my way then.
could I use a handle animal or a knowledge nature instead of a heal?
Mm-hmm.
Which would you prefer?
Probably handle animal.
Okay. Handle animal.
All right, so as you approach your rock, Tempest, you can tell immediately just by looking that she's fine. She looks pristine. There's no damage, but she does have an odd look as she regards you. And as you're doing your handle animal, doing all the things that you do to communicate with animals, you realize that it doesn't fit anymore.
Okay.
She's looking at you with far too much intelligence for that to work. She's looking at you as if she's as smart as you.
I'm wondering
Yeah.
why this strange man is cooing at her.
Yeah. Like as I'm making whatever motions I would normally do to soothe her, I'd probably be, talking in a low, calming voice.
Kind of like how the eagle doesn't make that eagle screech. I like to think that Rocs coo instead of having a...
Unless it's the eagle in Peacemaker, and then it does.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are methods that you've used in the past where the rocks and you could communicate, especially when you're riding the rocks. There were ways that they would, twitch certain feathers or move their wings just so that worked as a form of communication. But now, as you're looking at her, is much different. She looks as though she might speak if she were able to. And the same is true for Fainero, Fenrith. You can tell there's something different about her, like very different.
Let's see.
I wonder if it would have to be a following day thing then, as I do have the spell that lets me communicate through, like telepathically with creatures, I believe, of a certain intelligence, though.
Yeah, and I already used my speak with animals for the day.
Was it? I know that Fenrith was going to bring Letsari or whatever. Letsari? What is her name?
Yeah, Lazari.
Lazari over to the house. So I'll cut up part of that squid so I can move it.
Okay.
And I'll move that out of the way, and then I'll start dragging probably some tentacles over for the rocks.
Yeah, I'll try and bring Tempest out of the stables after I see how much it's cleared up outside,
Okay.
and kind of keep an eye on her movements, make sure that she's, see if she's moving in any kind of pain type of observing.
Yeah, no, you see no signs of that whatsoever. And she follows, as,
I guess because I couldn't explain it when the storm was going in detail because we had to sign most of it, but yeah, I guess I could explain many of the spells that seem to be going off.
Yeah, I think that'll definitely be something that I'll be curious about.
Yeah, so what was it? I might pass you on the way back with a squid tentacle. So, how do the rocks look, Rohan?
So far, they seem to be better than when we had to leave them before the storm. There's no sign of the corruption anymore, and they don't seem to be in pain.
Many of the spells that Lazari was casting, one of them possibly could bestow sentience. I'll make some signs, or like, can you understand me? I'll ask that first, and I'll sign it while I'm...
Okay, you're asking...
Rohan's Tempest, yeah.
Okay, so you say that to her, and she's looking down at you, and at first she like nods her head clearly, not just the normal dipping and bobbing that raptors do, but she clearly nods. But then slowly, haltingly, she her beak opens and she speaks. Yes, but like you would hear from like a raven or a parrot, you can tell it's a bird saying it, and they can't make all of the same motions, but they get the word out.
Yeah, mimicry.
Yeah, but she clearly says yes.
And you're healthy, or at least healed?
Feel good.
All right.
Feel
good.
Feel good.
Feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she does like she spreads her wings wide and does, a little hop, and, you can feel the wind of it, and she's, massive up above you, and it's a little frightening, but, Tempest was always the most showy of them, and, that shines through here, but she dips her head down. Feel great.
Then perhaps you guys, or you lot, would rather hunt than have a dead squid brought to you.
I like squid.
All right.
So
Well,
she stomps over and starts picking at it, swallowing whole chunks at a time.
yeah, I'll drop the tentacle that I was dragging and call into Riven. Riven, food. I know
Yeah.
you can understand me.
So from out here, you can't really see into the rock stables, but you hear just a clatter, and Riven comes bounding out, slams into the edge of the door frame, and comes running out and stops out there and looks at you, says hello, and then goes to start eating, which is in keeping with Riven's personality. Riven is a lot like yourself in that
Matter of fact.
yeah, always pretty simple and blunt. But so Casimir, as you're watching this, and it becomes pretty clear to you, based off your previous spellcraft check, what's happened here, and it's a spell you have read about, not one that you could cast, but one that you've read about that some certain people were able to cast. Awaken is what it's called. But basically it's a spell that gives an animal, or in some cases, as you read, even plants or trees, human-like sentience. So what this does for game effects, and I'll change the Rocs character sheets, but it changes them actually to magical beasts. And so we'll start with you, Rohan. Tempest gains 3d6 intelligence. If you want to roll it, or I can roll it, it's up to you.
Well, might as well give it a shot. I probably should have had you roll it.
The spell that you cast is insanely powerful.
Um,
No, that's actually like in
In-game.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll say yes, she's always had a reputation for being incredibly powerful.
So that brings Tempest's intelligence to 10. And Tempest also gains 1d3 charisma, if you want to roll that.
It was 1d3.
Yeah, just
Because Tempest
slash-
is a pretty bird.
/roll 1d3.
I don't know why.
And you got a 3.
Yeah.
So Tempest's charisma goes to 14.
She's now much more charismatic than I am.
Yeah,
And
all of us, I believe.
She gains 2 hit die, and I'll advance these later after the session. So roll 2d8 plus 7, or 8. 2d8 plus 8.
Did you say 2d7 plus 8?
Hang on a second.
Well, most monsters are D8, I believe.
Yeah, 2d8 plus 7.
Okay.
Or actually, plus 14.
That's pretty good.
Okay. All right. So magical beast with 266 hit points. And I'll do the advancement with the hit die later. And that's Tempest. Now let's do Riven. So 3d6 for the intelligence for Riven. So Riven goes to 14 intelligence. 1d3 for charisma.
And that's slash D3?
Yeah.
Slash roll.
Slash roll 1d3.
Okay, just like
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So 2.
It's still weird that it then shows a D6.
oh, that's what it is. But
Yeah.
All right, charisma up to 13.
and then 2d8 plus 14.
2d8 plus 14.
Come on.
My rock is now literally twice as charismatic as I am.
We'll have to have a place in the hero house, and we'll put you out in the barn.
He already was out in the barn,
That was close
basically.
enough, yeah.
2, 6, 4.
Is it 14 intelligence? I can teach her spells.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Fanero. 3d6 for intelligence, John. Brings her to 15 intelligence. 1d3 for charisma.
Does this mean that they could take heroic classes? Or are they still stuck to their beast?
I don't know. I have to look at it. I think so.
Because it would be kind of fun to push them into sorcerer. I think that'd be a good one for them. Cleric, if they had the wisdom.
2d8 plus 14.
Probably
John.
druid would probably be the
Max
more
hit
apt
points.
one. Nice. Grats.
Thank you.
That kind of fits with the rock matching its character.
All right. And then we'll go to Gyre. 3d6 for intelligence.
Yeah. Rocks naturally have a 13 wisdom, so yeah, they could be a
Damn.
low-level
Man,
cleric.
your rock is gonna
17
be...
intelligence is smarter than
Than all of us.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one with higher than
Looks
that.
like
Nah.
what
I
is
got
yours?
18.
Tempest,
You got
it
18.
said.
Tempest was 10.
Oh, as well, Graham's rock
1d3.
is now the leader of the group.
No.
for charisma.
No way, man. Me and Justin both got higher
And 2d8 plus 14.
What do you have for your intelligence?
18.
18.
Oh,
So it's me and Rohan, and then you
the
take
bird.
orders from the from the bird. That's one of those. So how does a dog become third in line from like a president or something? There was some show, I swear, where like a horse or a dog or a bird was actually in line for some sort of leadership role.
Mm.
I know, what was his name? Ah, dang. Wasn't Nero. It was maybe it wasn't Nero. Had his horse and as a senator, or at least that was one of the things.
Okay.
Caligula, not Nero.
Oh.
All right. So now, Casimir explains what's happened to your rocks, but they all look healthy and fine, and they come out and they make very quick work of the squid that was lying in front of the front door. And then you take Lasseri inside and find a place for her to lay down. When you go in, if you remember the layout of the house, the side up against the edge of the cliff that looks out over the ocean, that had the thick glass window that the ravens were crashing into in the beginning. And that's been shattered, and there is a small whale is in the living room.
Call the
Starting to
rocks.
feel like we should replace that window with something a little sturdier.
Blade barrier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a beluga. So, but it's still alive. But it's laying there, sort of in the living room and kitchen area.
Rocks are probably still hungry.
Well, Casimir, you do have a trident that should be good for spearing that thing.
Yeah, but I think Graham is probably itching to coup de grace
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, Graham, you want to go and stab a whale a couple dozen times?
No.
Dude, we can't do that in the house.
Yeah, we gotta
The sea
get
of
it
blood that would
outside.
wash over.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's drag it. See if we can move it out to the the rocks, or at least get it close enough so they can grab it.
Maybe if we could get some ropes around it, we can attach it to one of their harnesses.
Have them drag it out.
Yeah. Have them help us drag it out.
The only way it's getting out is through the way it came in. That's the only opening big enough to get this thing out.
All right, so we're pushing it out the window then. All right.
Across all the broken glass and
How much is it? A baby beluga or is it a full size one?
Yeah, it's an adult.
Let's see. 2,400 pounds to 3.5.
can you bull rush it with your ring?
I
Push
might
it
be
back
able to
5 feet.
push that. No
Yeah,
problem.
you guys should be able to work together and push it out.
I don't hurt animals.
So what does it just go
I
to the
can
sheer cliff
push or
outside?
drag
That's not true.
3,000.
Yeah, so the only issue is that the window didn't go to the floor. There is still a wall that's like 3 feet tall. So there's like a lip, and this thing came through the window and didn't do any damage to that lip.
All right, so
If we just get it
How
close
much
enough,
can
the
you
rocks
lift
can
off
just
the
feed
ground,
on it.
Casimir?
where is that? Is that under abilities?
Inventory.
Inventory.
Because I can do 1,200.
lift off. I can do 1040.
Okay. Graham and Rohan?
Are you still under the effect of your enlarged spell though?
No,
Is that the
that's
problem?
I'm not.
Okay.
The rocks have a 34 strength.
The problem is if that's a sheer cliff on the other side or not.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a sheer cliff.
all right. So yeah, that won't work.
Well, one of them could easily be, on the roof and would still be able to reach it if you got it close to the window. But the question then becomes, do you think the roof would hold the weight of the rock?
Yeah, I don't.
None of you are engineers, but it probably wouldn't.
What is it? So we need about 1,000 more pounds? Is that what we need?
Well, so the liftoff that I have right now is based off my 15 strength. If I need to, my spells will get me up to a 29, which then would give me a 2,800 lift-off ground.
I wonder if my lift off ground is wrong. How much are you saying you can lift off the ground?
1,200 right now. As if I use
you
my
only
spells,
got
I
a
could go 2,800.
And you only got a 15 strength? Mine must be off
Yeah.
because I got a 22. So let's go looking.
So right now, do you have a restore spell,
Lift off is just double your heavy load.
Fenrith?
Yeah, I do.
Would you mind hitting me with it? I'm still have 2 strength damage, and that could help a bit.
Right.
Wait, 3,
All right.
2.5. All right, what do I got? 22.
That didn't work.
Yeah, man, like a 22 strength heavy load is 520. It's 347 to 520. And lift off ground is double that. So I don't know how you're getting.
Maybe you add in an extra 0.
Should auto calculate though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so, yeah.
At my full strength, I should be able to lift 260 pounds.
All temporary ability.
All right, so you guys are there trying to figure this out, like looking at this whale and trying to gauge who can lift how much. And Fulwin comes in the door.
Fenrith's really boasting.
Now, Fulwin had taken some severe damage, and so his face is hideously scarred, and he's missing an eye, but it's been bandaged now. And his coat's been torn, but he's still standing upright and has that serious look that he always has. And he comes in, and he sees the state of the place, and the whale especially, and he says, "Oh, no, this will never do. Please allow me to handle this." And then he sort of stops as he tries to guess how he's going to handle it. But he's still trying to do his job, but you can tell that he's, he's pretty hurt and tired.
I think a pulley system might have to be in order. Lift it up, swing it out, and just let go.
Or, yeah, we could still cut it up and...
That's a lot of blood inside the house.
It is a lot of blood, but maybe we could channel it away from the finer parts of the house.
Most likely not today.
Yeah.
Let's just build a new house.
Good job, Graham.
Also, are we suspicious
will-
of Fullwind, or
I will I will heal full wind now that I know I probably won't need some of these spell slots.
Fullwin, what exactly happened?
So he opens his mouth to answer, and he's like not rudely, that's the bad word, like very roughly shoved aside by
Thought Fenrith was just going to put his hand in his mouth to heal.
by Tempest.
Oh, okay.
She's pushing her head through the doorway. Basically, just her beak manages to get through, but sometimes animals don't know their own strength, and clearly she didn't mean to hurt him, but but he goes flying further into the living room and falls down. But she like turns her head so that her eyes peeking through. She says, "I thought I smelled. Give that."
We can't fit it out the door, Tempest.
Delicious. But yeah, you say we can't fit it out the door, and then so she backs off, and you can hear the unmistakable whoosh of her wings as she leaps off the ground. So Fulwin, he picks himself up, and he mutters under his breath. You can't hear quite what he says, but he sort of straightens his tattered coat, says, "What do you mean, sir?"
The night you came rushing into, or earlier this morning when you came rushing into the barrier, what exactly happened before that caused you to come running like that?
So at this point, he opens his mouth to answer, and that's when he notices Laceri. And he's like, "Foul old woman. She did this to me. I saw the light coming from the barn, and I went to investigate, and she shrieked at me. She was clearly harming the Rocs, so I rushed forward to stop her. There was a green flash, and it felt to me like all of my life was drained away. Hanging on barely by a thread. I knew as long as I had breath, I had to find you and warn you."
it's just a misunderstanding?
Well, perhaps it might not have been a misunderstanding. She might have attacked him in a fashion.
She needed his power.
Exactly. Fulwin, she was in fact helping the Rocs, but thank you for your message because you drove us to action and got us to come here. So
You're lucky. I thought for sure we were going to have to kill you. I couldn't think of any reason why we wouldn't. You came up with the one reason.
you could always sense motive and see if he's.
But sir, she was, and
I
then
can't.
his words are drowned out. You hear this cacophonous crunching and cracking and crashing and scraping, and you look behind you at the window, and Tempest is perched out there, and she grabbed onto the lip of the wall, and her talons tore through it completely, and they're stuck into the ground, and she's at an odd angle, sort of angled backwards, but she's looking, and she seems to be using her wings to hold herself on the wall of the cliff below her. But she says, "Bring it over here. I'll take care of it. I'll take.
All right.
I'll take.
Put your shoulders into it, boys, before she wrecks the house.
I'll take."
Yeah, I'll help push, but say as we're going, I guess that was one way we could have done it, is just cut out the lip of the window.
I was
After
trying to avoid
we
damn
push this
house.
over, I'm gonna use convert 2 level 2 spell slots into the cure moderate wounds for full win, so 21 and 23 back to him.
Yeah, that's way too much. The first one brings him to full.
Pops them.
But in his case, the effect it has, like, heals his wounds, but not like the scarring that had already taken place. But just in his case, not being strong like you, the shock of the healing is a bit much for him, and he passes out there on the floor. So he's snoozing away, and you guys are pushing. I'm not going to do any rolls for it. Let's say you manage to push the whale close enough that Tempest can reach in, hook it in the face with her talon, and pulls it out. And, she does a powerful leap away and drops out of sight. And then a few moments later, you see her gaining altitude and taking a wide turn to come back to the yard to share the well with her friends. So I will advance their sheets with the 2 hit die, and then we might need to talk about what that means if they gain anything that you'll need to make choices on. So we'll talk about that. But that's the end of the danger, the end of the storm. So we'll call it good there, but you guys will reach level 14.
Nice.
And so you can spend the rest of the time leveling up, and I'll just sort of yammer on a bit about what takes place next, just based on what's going on in the village and what'll have to happen after this storm. Repairs will need to be made. And so between now and the next session will be about a week will pass. So you'll need to consider what you'd be doing in that time so I can plan for it. But Graham, you have a book that you feel an impossible to resist compulsion to finish reading. So so that for sure you'll be doing. I already made the rolls and you failed to resist it. Now, during this week, as you're doing whatever it is that you would do, it's some period of rest while the home is being repaired. Graham, you have a vision overtake you. Once again, you find yourself disembodied, but sinking deep beneath the ocean. And you feel like you're traveling to the southwest or southeast away from the island, though you can't be sure. But as you go, the ocean just gets deeper and deeper at a very steady pace until you figure you're about 200 miles away from the island of Cradle, and then the ground disappears in a drop that seems endless to you. There's a shelf and then just nothing but black water. And somehow, no matter how low you go, you still can see. And as you go down, searching for the bottom, you don't know how long, but it feels like for weeks you swim down until you finally reach some solid ground down there where you see the remnants of a destroyed but somewhat intact ancient temple of unimaginably huge proportions.
Does this look like the one? Didn't I see something like this in the first vision I had?
Mm-hmm.
This temple, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, since in this season.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're down here looking at this temple, and eventually, and you know, there's a surprising amount of life down here. Creatures that you wouldn't even be able to put to word, that you don't recognize. And finally, you push forward towards that temple and find an opening where you can go down further, and you twist and turn through a confusing warren of corridors and tunnels, some natural and some carved, and some, sized for people like you, and some sized for impossibly large creatures. And you pass mural after mural, pillar after pillar, covered in intricate carvings and artwork, scroll work, runes. And then finally, when you feel certain you've reached the exact heart of whatever this used to be, you look down at a square cut hole in the ground with a large gate over it, a grate held in the middle by black and purple chains. And you can see, looking at that gate, that there's a constant, steady force being exerted against it, trying to break through. But so far, the gate holds and has held for seemingly eons, as far as you can tell. But it seems as if the strength of the chains are fading. And as you look at those chains, you realize those chains are the lightning bolts that you saw in that magical storm They look the exact same. It's like they're made out of the same thing. And there's a tendril attached to the chain that leads off to further to the southwest. It's not very large, but it leads off to the southwest and out of sight. It is not hampered by walls or obstructions. It seems to go in a straight line that direction. And you can tell by looking at it that that tendril is sapping the strength from these chains. So as you stare at that and try to make sense of it, wondering what it means or what's going on, you catch the briefest glimpse of something through the bars of that massive gate. Something huge and alien with tentacles, teeth, eyes, something that shouldn't exist, something so revolting that it causes you to flee in utter terror. And then you wake, drenched in sweat on your bed, but the memory remains of everything that you saw. It's not like other dreams that fade away slowly. You distinctly remember exactly what you saw. And what that was on the other side of the gate, you can't even begin to imagine or box it in with the words that you have available to you. But you do have the absolute unshakable understanding that it is the most wrong thing you've ever seen. And it must not be set free. So you have that vision. And then you guys can go ahead and finish leveling yourselves up, and that'll be it for this week.
Cool.
Awesome,
Thanks,
man. Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Alrighty. I got a couple spells for 5th.
Yeah.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.